Yeah, it's good to be here today on Friday with a good friend Dave. So, how do me and Dave know each other? So, we started off at uni all the way back in 2010, and then our friendship has evolved ever since, and we've been on some travel adventures along the way, and now we find ourselves on my couch at my mum's house on a Friday evening. Welcome on, Dave. It'd be good to just hear from how your week has been. Let's just start there.
It's been alright. Bit of sun, the sun's come down. Yeah. If I'd rate it, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Could be better, could be worse.
I've got a vivid memory of you kind of having a Halloween party, and me and our friend Rob were going as a bunch of grapes. So we were like paper clipping a load of balloons onto us, and then you pulled out your costume.
What, the John Lennon one? Yeah.
In the outfit, it was almost like couldn't tell the difference between John Lennon and you. It was like the resemblance. And then I think that all kind of goes into what we were talking about before as well, about the Beatles. And yeah, it was kind of topical because the box where the interface was in a box of socks that Mum got on my birthday. Bunch of Beatles socks. And it's just like, yeah, it's cool about this right now. It's just like us just sat on Mum's couch, just talking down a microphone and just letting ourselves speak. Yeah, like why not just sit and chat on a Friday and just record it and then see what happens? You know what I mean? It's like if John and Paul back in the day, kind of like.
Imagine if John was just like, no, I don't. I just like, can you get your guitar away from me? Like,
Yeah.
I just want to sit and watch TV.
Yeah. Then there would be no Beatles.
Paul's just like, yeah, but I've got his Let It Be. Like, it's great. And yeah, John's just like, piss off.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like, how much could have just been like lost? And what is a Beatle? Like, if they just questioned it. Yeah, like it's just like.
Imagine that. Yeah. I've got this great idea for a band, right? And it's gonna be called the Beatles, and rather than John being like, yeah, let's do it, he's like, what's a Beatle? Leave me alone.
But yeah, like not to say this is going to be on any scale of the Beatles, but it's just I guess it just goes to that point of the thing that's kind of always brought us together is adventure and wanting to experience, and I feel like we experienced something really cool there in a couple of weeks. And I think there's also that thing that we also connect on as well is like being close to family and having family as well. And I think I guess for me, like going to India was like amazing, like connecting back with my roots, and before going, like getting really close to my grandma and like really kind of getting to know her story on like a deeper level, and her basically opening up about like where in India she was from, and like how she grew up in India, and like taking me on a tour of her life, of where she moved to and what it was like there, and then the type of food she made, and obviously growing up with her, but then actually hearing that from her own words, and then actually experiencing it. And then it was like it's quite a multi-sensory experience of like actually getting to know by just being there, and kind of going with you as well, Dave, like as like a close friend. It was really cool experiencing a country in a way that was like through I could almost like I was seeing it through her eyes by going and understanding her story before. And the other two friends we went with as well, like they were also Indian as well, and it was cool kind of going with other friends that are Indian and like also have a story to India, and also kind of going as a group and then kind of experiencing and kind of going from place to place. And it's almost like seeing it through my grandma's art kind of made me closer to my family and my roots by going. And that was like a big draw to going to India. It's interesting, like when you go traveling, like what is it for you? Like what do you get from it?
Here's a country you don't really know a lot about. Just go and figure it out and find out about it when you're there. And I think that's kind of like, for me, that's the exciting bit, is like, I don't want to be somewhere and see, oh, everything looks great, everyone's happy here. It's like, well, no, what are the things that are wrong about this place as well? What's not working here? Because that's equally as interesting to know about, like, you know, what are these, like, levels of society that you have, and you have this one where you're, like, thrown out of society, and it's like, that, that's not great. That's not, seeing all of that, isn't it? Like, for me,
just asking the locals and just getting like the real view and kind of like getting into like the nitty gritty. Like I'm completely behind you on that as well, because I think that's another reason why we like traveling together. So I think that kind of maybe comes into that whole thing of us being like wanting to just be curious, like, and like actually like kind of like interested in what's actually going on here, and having that like almost like that other side of actually like wanting to like see, and like instead of just like seeing things at face value, like wanting to look under the skin a bit.
Do you? I'm curious. Do you think that like has a good or bad like effect on the way that you see things in like the world?
Okay, I think like whenever I see things, like I'm always thinking about what's the purpose of this, like why does this thing exist? And I think it's like this innate like question built into me. I don't know where it comes from, but it's this draw to actually like want to actually create and want to fix, and maybe not fix is the wrong thing, but it's like this whole thing of like just curious, like, and I think like going to countries where I don't know, it's forbidden, or like obviously India is part of my roots, but like actually experiencing the culture, like it's really cool to be in a place that is unfamiliar and actually like just experience it, and then through experiencing that, I think just being able to see things from a different perspective, and then being able to like be like, okay, cool, like what is like gives me a way of just seeing a different point of view.
So that's where my question is like, we only see the world from that point of view, from being like that. What if you went there and just didn't dissect all this stuff in your like mind, where you're like, how does this system all fit together, and what was all the things, what like is it differently if you just went and like experienced it? Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm just here. Yeah. And is that a bad thing if you go somewhere and you're like, I'm just gonna be here, rather than like, let's figure it all out? And I don't know, because I think sometimes I do this in like life, like I can't help myself but try and like figure stuff out. If like I'll be in somewhere like, well, why has that been built like that? I wonder why they've like, they've chosen this because of that, and like, I don't know, it's like it runs in my head all the time.
It's a bit like this right now, right? Like we're like just we're having a conversation, and we're not like, and talk from my perspective, like we're not figuring that out, we're just experiencing it. And there's something there about just being within it, just existing within it. Yeah. We're recording this sound of us talking, but we're within it, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? And there's something there, and it's like just being within it and just being like, oh yeah, here, and I don't actually know what I'm doing here, but I'm here, you know what I mean? And just like, fuck it, like this is, yeah, just being in something and just being like, I'm on holiday.
Yeah, working that. Yeah, it's quite interesting, because it's like, you don't know what you don't know, do you? It's different, isn't it? I think it depends where you go. Because like somewhere like India, when we were there, that was actually quite cool to figure that out. like you say, read all the stuff and be like, this is why, like, this is this, and like.
Yeah, it's definitely the two sides, and it's like the whole. It's just being in something and just doing it, as opposed to. It's like. Yeah, just being carefree and just playing and just like not caring so much, and yeah, I guess just like because I met a friend of mine to walk his dog recently, and he was saying he usually goes on fly and flop holidays. It's literally you just go fly and then just flop on a beach somewhere. Yeah. I think that sounds great, you know. Yeah. Just like living a simple life for a week and just being like, this is all I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna go somewhere and sleep on a beach. Yeah. But yeah. So coming into a bit of a closing question.
If you were an ice cream flavour, what would you be? You're doing the thinking about it too much.
Yeah, the thing that's in my mind is mint chocolate chip. Yeah.
Why?
Because like it's green and you're like, yeah, this is, I'm feeling this, and then you have it, and it's like, oh, there's a bit of a zing to this. Yeah, okay. And then you kind of like, and then there's that chocolate undertone, which basically really sort of like, you know what? There's a nice soft side to this. Yeah. So it's like the playful undertone of just seeing the green. Think, there's a bit of fun here. Yeah. You know what I mean? A bit of play. Quite a soft guy, And then
So I actually said, vanilla, right? Underrated flavour, right? Not it is a good flavour, like hot day, just straight down the line, and it's got its obviously negative connotations, but I actually think it's quite a bold flavour because you just know what you're gonna get. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not trying to be anything. It's just this, and I'm solidly this, and I quite like that because it's like I can't be arsed trying to be something. Do you know what I mean? It's like this is it, and I'm just gonna be there, like in the cone, ready. Do you know what I mean? Do you want come and have a chat? You feeling okay? No, right? Come and have a chat. Right? Do you want to go get some chips? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just there's no complexity there, but in a good way. Do you know what I mean? You know what you're gonna get. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not vanilla. It's not boring. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's authentically Dave King.
Yeah. Not many people would say I'm vanilla, but I think more people need to own it as a bold flavour.
Just be vanilla.